Okay, so I'd like to start off today's video, the guitar story series, with this guitar here. It's a Larrivee OM-02, OM-02. It's a 2014 model, made in Oxnard, California. So I first came into contact with, experience with Larrivee guitars when I was playing in a band, and one of the other band members had an Larrivee guitar. I think it was the LB series, which has just more of like a dreadnought style guitar with a cut here. They call it, I think, a Venetian cutaway or something like that. But it was a wonderful sounding guitar. It was a mahogany guitar with a spruce top, and I was playing a Yamaha guitar at the time, and I just fell in love with that mahogany sound because the guitar that I had maple back and sides. So I was looking for more of like a punchy guitar that could sort of cut through the mix a lot better. So when I first started working as a co-op student back in, I think, 2015 or so, I was really looking to invest in a guitar with some of the money that I was making through co-op. For those of you who don't know, co-op is like an internship. But so the story about this guitar here is, before I was doing my co-op term, I think in the summer. So I grew up in a small town called Langley in BC. It's about a 4-minute drive from Vancouver. And then I moved to Toronto, or the Toronto area, in middle school. So whenever I can get a chance to go back to BC, I always try and visit the old town. But anyway, so I was doing a walk through the whole town with my brother. It's a very small city, at least the city area, and we came upon the Long McQuaid there, which is a branch of franchise. I'm not sure if it's franchise, but it's a branch of stores all across Canada, and they had a Long McQuaid there. So we went in, and there was one of these guitars here. It was like the same model, OM-02. And I started playing this guitar, and it was amazing. It sounded exactly what I wanted out of an acoustic guitar. So after I played it, and at the time I had no money on me, obviously, so I just looked at the price tag, and it was 1,300 Canadian, which is a very nice deal. So I was very, I was put down a little bit because I didn't have money to buy the guitar, and it was such an amazing sounding guitar. So I thought, once I do some of my internship co-op terms, then I'll be able to afford such a guitar, so I'll start looking when I have some money. So I finished my first co-op term, and then I started looking for a guitar. I think in the summer, after I was done, I think. And then, so this is 2015, I'd say, or 16. And then I was just, as a guitar player, you always drop by your local guitar store. So I went to the downtown Long McQuaid location in Toronto, and I saw 2 of these guitars on the wall. So I started playing one of them, and it felt like the exact same guitar. So to this day, I don't know, because I haven't checked the serial numbers, but I don't know if it was the same guitar that was in BC that got moved over to the Long McQuaid branch in Toronto, but I want to think it's the same guitar. But anyway, so it felt amazing, and I think, I'm not sure, I have to double check the site, but I don't think they make them like this anymore. Like for instance, this one has acrylic binding, you can see here, around the sound hole. It also has binding on the neck. But so there were 2. There was this one, and then there was another one that had, I think, and the rosewood fretboard. This one has ebony. So there were 2 guitars. There was this one, and then there was another one that had a rosewood fretboard, no binding on the neck, and also no sort of inlay on the sound hole. And I was playing both, and I just had to admit that this one was better, and it looked better as well, so that's a plus. So I bought this guitar, and I also have the LR Bags Anthem pickup in here, which is amazing. It sounds really good. It has a mic and also the pickups, so you can sort of blend the two. And depending on the position of the mic, you sometimes need to EQ a little bit because it does pick up some kinds of frequencies that you may not like. But yeah, so really this guitar has been my workhorse for now almost 7-8 years, I think, and it really punches through the mix really well. And in the end, it's not an expensive guitar. You know, it's not like a $2,000-$3,000 guitar, $1,000 guitar like a Taylor or anything like that. But it's a Canadian company, even though this one was made in California. But it's a Canadian company. They sound awesome. It's not really. It doesn't have any frills on it, you know. No like mother of pearl inlays anywhere. No binding on the headstock like some of the more expensive Larrivees do. But it really does the job well. And so far, I've had no issues with it. Like the neck was satin to start off with, but you can sort of see it's very shiny now compared to the back here. I do get some fret spout during the winter. It's really dry here in Canada, so but that's just something I deal with. And you know, I play this every week at church. I play it sometimes on the videos from the YouTube channel. But yeah, it's an amazing guitar for the money. And I've fallen in love with it, and you know, I don't think I'll ever sell this guitar. It sounds amazing. So yeah, first guitar story, Larrivee OM-02. This one's a keeper. So I think maybe in later videos I'll have a chance to do some sound tests, and I'll show you what it sounds like. But yeah, I mean, you could mic this up with like a condenser or a dynamic mic, or you could just use the onboard pickups that I installed in here, these ones here, and they still sound really good. I think for one of the previous videos I've done, I just used the pickup sounds without miking, and it sounds pretty good. So, and that's what I use live, so it's really good. Yeah, Larrivee OM-02.